What really causes money troubles? Although financial difficulties can seem to have countless different causes, shaped by each person's circumstances and the events they've lived through, the truth is that all money problems share one core source: the records we keep in our subconscious mind. Have you noticed how some people just get money while others don't? Some seem lucky, others never catch a break. Even when circumstances look like the cause, different people create different outcomes from the very same circumstances. Let's look behind the curtain. It's not about the money. You may have heard this before, and it can be hard to accept while you're in a financial crunch. But the most effective way to start solving money issues is to step back from the numbers and tune into the feeling. Then ask yourself a simple question. How do I know I have a money problem? Your answer might be, I can't hold on to money, or I keep spending what I don't have, or I feel bad asking for higher rates, or my expenses always exceed my income, or I can't land a better paying job. Now notice the feeling itself. You don't need the perfect label, just notice how it feels in your body. Here are a few guided examples to help you find what you're looking for. Jason: how do I know I have a money problem? And Artuo: I never seem to earn enough to feel comfortable. I scrape by with nothing left over to go out with friends or do what I want. What does that feel like? And Artiquo: I feel left out and frustrated. I don't get why I can't earn more. I work hard, and whenever I go for a better job, the interview goes well, but I still don't get it. It's constant hope followed by disappointment. What are my earliest memories of this same feeling? And Artiquo: back in grade school, I wanted to make the sports team with my friends. I trained, tried out, and was rejected over and over. Same feeling of being left out and frustrated. Same cycle of hoping, then disappointment. It was hard to please my dad. Whatever I did was never good enough. I remember only 2 times, he said, I did something well, and both times he added, but you could have done it better. He meant to push me to higher standards, but I felt there was no hope of ever being enough. Same feeling of trying hard to meet expectations, followed by rejection and frustration. Abigail: how do I know I have a money problem? And Artquo: I can never save because I can't control my spending. I really try, but it's like a compulsion. No matter what budget decisions I make, when the urge hits, I find reasons to spend. I always end up draining whatever I manage to save. What does that feel like? Oh, and Ardiquo: in the moment I spend, I feel a mix of relief and guilt, and I justify it to myself. Afterwards, I feel frustrated, ashamed, and disappointed in myself, yet I still can't stop. It's like being trapped and not in control. What are my earliest memories of this same feeling? And Arduo: I don't have clear, specific scenes, but I remember the feeling of being hopeless and trapped. My parents argued constantly, shouting, saying hurtful things. When I was older, I stayed out as much as possible. When I was little, I was stuck. Sometimes my grandmother took me to the store when my parents fought. I felt relief and happiness mixed with guilt and worry about what was happening at home. Grandma would buy me a small treat, and I felt loved. Bess: how do I know I have a money problem? And Ardiquo: I feel uncomfortable asking to be paid for my work. I'm an artist. I want to earn from my passion, but I can't accept the idea that people should pay me for it. What does that feel like? And Ardiquo: when I ask for payment, I'm afraid people will think I'm arrogant. I feel ashamed even imagining it. I can't fully explain it, but just thinking about asking someone to pay for my paintings brings up a strong, unpleasant feeling. What are my earliest memories of this same feeling? And Ardiquo: when I was about 7, I brought home my report card. I'd improved my grade in English and felt excited, but The timing was bad. My parents had just learned we had 30 days to move because the landlord sold the house. I ran in with my report card, expecting them to be proud. They were dismissive and impatient, saying they had more important things to deal with and not to make a big deal out of nothing. I felt crushed and foolish for expecting praise. Even though I understood they were upset, I felt shame for my excitement. It's the same feeling I get now when asking someone to pay for my work. Like, they have more important things to spend on, so how can I ask them to spend it on me? What next? Well, in each case, the subconscious encoded these life experiences and linked them to specific physiological states, which the conscious mind then interprets as today's money problem. Jason, Abigail, and Bess can work with these early imprints using faster. As they clear and flip the memories, they'll begin to unhook and rewrite the neural networks that sustain their patterns. Jason. When Jason uses faster F to flip the memories so that his dad is proud, bragging to friends, and the sports teams want him, his subconscious gains new references. Instead of pointing to proof he's not good enough, it will point to proof that he is valued. That changes brain chemistry, which changes impulses and feelings, which changes decisions, actions, and communication, shifting real-world results, including work and finances. Abigail. Abigail will clear and flip the memories of her parents' arguments and the shopping trips with her grandmother. Even without crystal clear scenes, she can work with what she does know. The fights, the trapped feeling, the love from grandma. Using faster F, she'll separate the feeling of love from the store treat. This reconnects love to grandma, where it belongs, instead of to spending. Her subconscious will stop pushing her body to seek good feelings through purchases. She'll feel loved and safe from within, supported by new inner proof. Bess. When Bess flips the memory of her parents' reaction to her report card, so they're surprised, excited, and proud, the subconscious changes the links between asking for appreciation and the chemicals of shame. In their place arise feelings of pride and the ease of sharing her wins, so others can appreciate her good work. Asking for payment begins to feel appropriate and natural. You can do this too. Whatever money struggles you face are maintained by structures in your subconscious that support them. If you're experiencing the problem, your subconscious holds evidence of some kind. You don't have to know exactly what it is. Faster F works directly with the subconscious. Simply notice what you're aiming at, the feelings, the images, the inner voice, then tap to change it. Curious about the terms or processes mentioned here? Ready to go deeper? Start using faster F today and learn how to transform any problem, money-related or otherwise. The same approach applies to almost everything. Start with faster F today. Heal your life.